I think the thing that struck me as the most interesting about the AFP conference was the number of trolls that we encountered. In fact,
at the conference?
At the conference. They were pretty easy to pick out because they were very confrontational. They only wanted to argue. They wouldn't listen. They cut you off. And a lot of anti-fracking people were there, which I thought was interesting since it was Texas and it was a conservative conference. So,
well, that being in Dallas, maybe it was a target from the Battleground Texas people.
It could have been. And you know what's really interesting is that I swear one of the guys who came over who was anti-fracking was at the Western Conservative Summit. I swear it was the same guy because he used the same line. When he came up to our table here in Denver, he looked at our I freaking love fracking bumper sticker and he goes, seriously? And I said, what? And he goes, you love fracking? And I said, yeah. And we started talking about it, and then he just walked away. He didn't really want to get into it. And then in Dallas, I looked up, I recognized him, and he said the same exact line. Verbatim.
Well, you know, in the political contests from 2 years ago and 4 years ago, they talked about how there were trackers of the opposition following candidates along. I suppose if it's something that they do for candidates, then in off years and, you know, at other times of the year, they're going to go to our conferences. I mean, we go to theirs.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably are traveling conference instigators or trackers or whatever we want to call them.
Yeah, I think they were. And it was funny because he kind of recognized me, too. You could see, like, hesitation in his eyes after he said, seriously, you love fracking?
At which point you just say, well, what Soros group do you work for?
I know, right?
I just ask him.
Knows better.
They're paid community disorganizers.
Yeah, I like that.
So, icky.
Yeah, so we encountered some of that, but overall it was a super positive experience, and we had one young man who kept coming by our table because he liked the Heath bars, and I just kept giving him handfuls. I was picking him out of the bin for him. And then he came back later, and he's like, I'll help you out. You look tired. So he sat down behind our table, and he's like, I don't know what I'll say, but I'll just tell him you'll be back in a little bit.
So, Andy, how did you feel about this young man following your wife around like that?
I liked him a lot. He was great.
Yeah, he and Andy bonded over football at lunchtime, so it was really
He was a great guy.
Yeah, so then he got his friends to come over, and they loved watching the ads, and just really had a lot of fun talking politics. So
that's something I'm really curious about. I mean, the reason that you guys are here, you know, going down the road is because of the I'm a Conservative ad. I saw it on Facebook, you know, a little over a year ago, and you know, after that, sort of escalated into we have to find these guys. To we found these guys. To now we're on the Refinery together and we're doing this show every week. So how was that received? I hope you guys are playing it like nonstop because that's a killer ad.
Yeah, well, what we did was we had Stian, our producer, put together a loop of all of our ads that we've done so far.
10 of them.
So we had 10 ads, and we played them on our little TV, and they just constantly played the entire time. And it really drew a lot of attention because people saw the war on women, and then Aslan, of course, standing there, and they'd stop and listen. And the freaking love fracking would grab a lot of people's attention, especially young people. They loved it. They thought it was hilarious. And people really, really liked the I'm a Conservative ad. I've been impressed. Sorry to sound a little impressed with myself, but with Andy, just as far as how far this ad has gone. When we put it together, we thought it was good, but we didn't think it was like the best thing ever. So a lot of people think that it's refreshing. So that's good.
Well, Cori was very cute in it.
Well, is Cori ever not cute?
I remarked on this at the time when we were there. It's so compelling to me because every time she says, or my views on sex, I crack up.
So funny.
You know, Cori, the only time she's not cute, if you wake her up at like 3 a.m. Did you ever see the movie The Ring?
No.
This
climbing out of the well.
Andy, drop the shovel. We know you love fracking. Drop the shovel.
Bro tip, right there.
There you
The
go.
rest of the time, she's not in black and white. And really, the rest of the time, awesome. I love you, honey.